the chaos of modern life, it's easy to feel like we're drowning in a flood of stress and uncertainty. But amid the storm, there's a path, a timeless guide to inner calm that has endured through centuries. Imagine this. Despite the constant pressure from work, conflicts at home, and life's unpredictable challenges, you can remain grounded, composed, and unshaken. This isn't just a distant ideal. It's the heart of Stoicism, a powerful philosophy centered on mastering your emotions and reactions to live a deeply fulfilling life. Today, we're exploring 10 Stoic principles that will shift how you face adversity. These aren't lofty ideas. They're practical tools for real life. Whether you're wrestling with a strained relationship, feeling buried by responsibilities, or simply searching for meaning, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom and clear strategies to help you grow stronger, calmer, and more resilient. Join me as we walk through these principles, each one a step toward unshakable peace. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the mental tools to stay composed and in control, no matter what storms arise. So, stay with me, and let's begin this transformative journey together. And if you find value in what we're building here, do me a quick, free favor. Hit that subscribe button and watch this video through. It may just change how you navigate life. Picture setting out to sea without a map or a destination. You're tossed by every wave and wind, drifting without direction. That's what life feels like without a clear purpose. It leaves you vulnerable to every crisis, every conflict. Epictetus taught that difficulties show a person's character, and that the greater the difficulty, the more glory in overcoming it. This isn't just philosophy, it's a challenge, a call to define your purpose and let it guide your path. Purpose is your compass, forged through deep reflection, not just about what you want to achieve, but who you truly want to become. What principles guide you? What values do you stand for? These are the questions that shape your direction. Once defined, your purpose becomes your anchor. Life will test you, again and again. But with a firm purpose, those trials become stepping stones instead of setbacks. When your vision is clear, the chaos around you feels smaller. The mountains ahead shrink because you know why you're climbing. A clear purpose isn't discovered by accident. It's the result of deliberate, honest introspection. You must look past shallow desires and ask, what truly drives me? That clarity may require you to change direction, break old patterns, or adopt new truths. But once you find it, protect it. Nurture it with discipline and show up every day, even when it's hard. Because your purpose isn't just a goal, it's the steady light that helps you walk through the storm. It's your shield against the chaos, your unshakable foundation. This is the power of Stoic resolve. Epictetus reminds us, true strength is staying loyal to your path, no matter the obstacles. So reflect. Write your purpose down. Let it become part of who you are, and let it guide you through every challenge ahead. When someone offends us, our first instinct is often emotional: hurt, anger, the urge to lash back. But here's where Stoicism gives us a new lens. Your emotions are not dictated by others, but by your thoughts about their actions. That means you have a choice. Instead of reacting, you can pause, observe, respond with clarity. Every time you resist the urge to lash out, you build inner strength, like training a muscle. Control over your mind is not a trick, but a discipline. Start small. Set tiny goals each day. Each one you complete builds confidence and mental clarity. Stay present. Reflect on your emotions rather than acting from them. This practice reveals a powerful truth. The less you let outside forces govern your reactions, the more peaceful your life becomes. Think of a dedicated craftsman, a baker who pours love into their craft, unaffected by praise or criticism. They grow not from outside approval, but from steady inner focus. That's the mindset Stoicism trains you to adopt. Guarding your mind means setting boundaries, being mindful of what you allow in. You wouldn't allow trash in your home, so why allow toxic thoughts or media into your mind? Surround yourself with what uplifts and sharpens you. Books, ideas, people who inspire growth. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. Meditation and mindfulness are great tools here. They create a space between stimulus and response. In that space, you reclaim your power. You learn to observe before you act, respond before you react. Adversity becomes a training ground, not a threat. This is the essence of resilience. It's a journey, a lifelong process of choosing what you focus on, how you respond, and what you allow to define you. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you'll realize nothing outside you can shake the peace within you. Epictetus taught that we cannot control what others think, say, or do, but we can control our response. Criticism, especially harsh words, can sting. But that pain, it often comes from how we interpret those words, not the words themselves. That's why self-awareness is critical. When you understand your motivations, when you know you're living in line with your values, external opinions lose their power. They no longer shake your sense of self. When you're criticized, don't react impulsively. Pause, reflect. Ask, is there any truth in this? Even painful feedback can contain something useful. This doesn't mean you accept every insult as valid. It means you filter criticism with maturity. Stoicism also teaches patience and gentleness. These virtues protect your peace. Patience keeps you from snapping. Gentleness allows you to preserve relationships, even in conflict. Think of saints or sages, often ridiculed, yet they held fast to their paths with grace. This is strength, the ability to meet hostility with calm. Developing a thicker skin doesn't mean ignoring criticism, it means not being defined by it. Recognize that some people criticize from their own wounds or misunderstandings. Don't carry their baggage as your burden. You can listen, reflect, and decide what's worth keeping. You're not a passive recipient of judgment. You're the filter. When the criticism comes from someone close, open dialogue can bring clarity. Ask questions. Share your side. This builds trust and deepens connection. Your calm response might even inspire them. When others see you handle criticism with poise, you become a model of emotional strength. That's the power of Stoicism, responding with wisdom instead of impulse. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." So, when offended, remember, you hold the power. The pain is not in the insult, it's in how you carry it. You can choose to carry peace instead. When you're offended and feel anger rising, Stoicism doesn't ask you to suppress those emotions, but to recognize them without letting them steer your behavior. It's about building a pause between what happens to you and how you react. In that pause is your power, the power to respond in a way that reflects your core values and future aspirations. A simple but powerful tool for this is cognitive reframing. When you're hurt or insulted, pause and try to view the situation differently. Ask yourself, what lesson is hidden here? This doesn't mean accepting bad behavior, but it helps you grow through it. For instance, if someone critiques your personal choices, rather than reacting with hurt or anger, consider whether there's something useful in their feedback, or reaffirm your confidence in your chosen path. Stoicism also emphasizes empathy. When someone offends you, Ask yourself what they might be going through. What stress or pain could be behind their words or actions? This shift in perspective can replace anger with understanding. It's not about justifying their behavior, but recognizing their humanity. Everyone struggles, and seeing that allows us to respond with more compassion and less hostility. Practicing empathy builds emotional maturity. It helps you stay centered even when someone lashes out, because you know their behavior reflects them, not you. This doesn't excuse wrongdoing, but it fosters peace within you, rather than letting someone else's chaos disrupt your equilibrium. Another transformative tool is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment is like clinging to a hot coal. It only burns you. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It's about freeing yourself from emotional bondage. By choosing to let go, you reclaim your peace and focus. Forgiveness turns emotional wounds into wisdom and stops the cycle of pain from continuing. When you forgive, you're not saying the offense didn't matter. You're saying your well-being matters more. It's a powerful act of self-love and resilience, allowing you to move forward lighter and stronger. True forgiveness transforms bitterness into understanding and pain into freedom. Stoic philosophy reminds us that adversity builds character. When you face offense, think of it as strength training for your spirit. Just as your muscles grow by lifting resistance, your mind grows through challenges. Every insult or offense is an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, and calmer. Over time, you'll find that things that once rattled you now roll off your back. This strength doesn't come overnight. It's built through consistent practice and reflection. The more you choose resilience over reaction, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your peace becomes unshakable, no matter the storm around you. The path to transforming offense isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. It takes self-awareness and a willingness to grow. Each moment you pause before reacting, each time you choose to learn instead of lash out, you're planting seeds of strength. Over time, these seeds grow into powerful habits. The process is gradual, but the results are life-changing. Stoicism shows us that growth doesn't come from avoiding hardship, but from how we meet it. Stay with the practice, and you'll discover a calm that no insult can touch, a peace that lives within, no matter what happens outside.
Epictetus once said that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but the meaning we assign to them. This insight applies powerfully to emotions like fear and shame. These feelings don't come from the world, they come from our interpretation of it. Once you realize that, you gain the power to change your experience. Fear often emerges from uncertainty or imagined outcomes. Stoicism teaches us to bring fear into the light of reason. Ask, what am I really afraid of, and break it into pieces. Often, fear loses its grip when examined with clarity. Take the fear of public speaking. It might feel overwhelming, but if you unpack it, you may find it's rooted in the fear of embarrassment or judgment. But consider this, most audiences are supportive. Even if you stumble, you're not alone, every speaker does. By preparing and stepping up again and again, fear begins to fade. Each time you face it, you weaken its hold. You build courage through repetition, until speaking becomes less of a threat and more of a triumph. Stoicism doesn't eliminate fear, it teaches you to face it with reason and resolve. Shame is a deeper, more personal emotion. It often stems from societal expectations or past mistakes that haunt us. But Stoicism encourages us to see shame as a signal, not a sentence. It's a call to reflect, learn, and rise. When you feel ashamed of something in your past, face it with honesty and compassion. Ask, why did I make that choice? And what have I learned since then? Shame loses its sting when you convert it into growth. You stop being imprisoned by your past and begin using it as a foundation for wisdom. Self-forgiveness is essential to this process. Without it, shame festers and keeps you stuck. Forgiveness doesn't erase your mistakes, it reframes them. It allows you to say, I've grown, and I'm not that person anymore. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened but releasing its control over your identity. Through self-forgiveness, you liberate your energy for better things, healing, connection, purpose. It's not easy, but it's necessary. It's how you move forward with integrity and strength, no longer defined by your worst moments. Start by facing your fear and shame in small doses. Don't rush it, build your strength slowly. Each time you face something uncomfortable and choose to learn from it, you grow more resilient. This gradual approach rewires your emotional response. What once felt unbearable becomes manageable. What once silenced you now inspires you. Stoicism reminds us that discomfort is not the enemy, it's the path. Each challenge you lean into expands your courage and clarity. And with each step, you reclaim a little more of your freedom. You don't have to walk this path alone. Sharing your struggles with people you trust can be deeply healing. Vulnerability, when shared wisely, creates connection. Others may have walked a similar path and can offer empathy or insight. This mutual support reinforces your strength. Stoicism isn't about isolating yourself, it's about building strength in community. Support systems remind you that you're not alone, that your battles are part of a shared human journey. Together, you grow stronger, more grounded, more courageous. Epictetus taught that we should expect challenges, not as pessimists, but as realists. This idea, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, helps us prepare emotionally and mentally for life's inevitable bumps. When you anticipate difficulties, you're less likely to be thrown off course. For example, before a high-stakes event like a presentation or negotiation, envision potential setbacks, equipment failures, interruptions, or nerves. Mentally prepare for each, and you'll face them with confidence rather than panic. This is not about becoming negative. It's about becoming prepared. When you've already considered what might go wrong, you're equipped with a plan. You reduce fear by replacing uncertainty with strategy. This preparation helps you stay calm and adaptable, hallmarks of a Stoic mindset. The more you practice this, the more you internalize it. You become someone who doesn't flinch in the face of chaos, because you've trained your mind to stay focused and resilient. Mental rehearsal builds psychological armor. Another benefit of anticipating obstacles is increased flexibility. Rigid plans crumble easily, but flexible minds bend and adapt. When you expect that things may not go perfectly, you become more open to adjusting on the fly. This mindset reduces frustration and increases effectiveness. Instead of clinging to what should have happened, you deal with what is happening. Flexibility is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the ability to pivot and stay steady when others fall apart.